Are you ready for some good news? First story, guys. This is a absolutely world-class kindness story. Really. In America, they have this thing, this lunchtime debt. They're paying too much money for kids to eat at school. They're gonna have to reduce the food they intake or maybe even get rid of it altogether. So this girl from Idaho, she's only 6 years old. 6 years old. She starts a lemonade stand to pay the lunches for the entire district. The first week she made $40, which is pretty cool for a 6-year-old. $40, massive, right? But then she thought, no, I'm going to do it all. So then set a new goal of $23,000. And obviously this went viral. Her name is Amaya Van Hill. As I said before, she's only 6 years old. This girl, I wasn't thinking about helping people with school dinners and stuff when I was 6. The only thing I wanted to do was, try and make it to the next town in Pokemon Red without going through a shitload of bushes. And that's all I was thinking of. But this girl, no, she just wants to help people. She wants to get rid of this lunchtime debt for her entire area. Her stand is called Lemonade for Lunch. With her new goal, her family, they made a GoFundMe page so she get some crowdfunding and not just people walking past. So yeah, in the link to the description, as always, there'll be a link to the GoFundMe page. Absolutely fantastic cause. So if you can give even the slightest little bit of money, try and get her up to that £23,000 mark. That'll be great. And I think it's absolutely phenomenal idea from a little girl who obviously has a massive heart. Moving on to my next story. Obviously, over the last few weeks, there's been an absolute devastating act of God in and around, Florida and Cuba and all that. The hurricanes, Hurricane Irma, and it's been absolutely tearing through those areas. And it's been horrific. And every day you open your phones, you open the news, and there's something bad has happened, it's destroying people's lives, their homes, people dying, people injured. But bringing some light to which I read this and I couldn't believe it. First of all, I thought it was a joke. And I had to open it up and I was reading it and I was just like, that is awesome. So there's this woman, Cheryl Hanbury. She's from Florida. She wakes up in the morning after the hurricane has swept through her area, and as you probably would, you're gonna, what am I gonna see? What damage has this done to just my livelihood? Is half my house gone? Is my cars upside down in trees? You can't even imagine it. She goes out and she sees possibly the last thing that she was going to be expecting. She was expecting, people getting debris out of the way, cutting trees off because they're on. But she looks out, and you know what she sees? She sees Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. I'm not joking. She looks out of her front door, and there's a downed tree, and then on top of this tree, standing on top of it, as Spider-Man would do, Spider-Man, chainsaw in hand, cutting away the debris. And it's funny because, comic books and superheroes and stuff like that, the main thing they do, one of the most common things, is they're meant to bring hope. And this is what this guy was clearly doing. He was just thinking, man, this terrible thing has happened, and I just want to bring a smile to people who are just so down, understandably, in a really depressing situation. And he's just thought, I'm gonna make him laugh, I'm gonna make him smile. She said that what he did, he cut these branches down, got rid of it, and then he swung away, went into his friend's pickup truck and drove off. And they don't even know the identity. No, he's a real life Spider-Man. They don't even know his identity. Could have been Peter Parker himself. You don't know. It probably wasn't Peter Parker, but but yeah, he just gone away. And obviously the pictures went viral, and people still don't know who he is. It's good keeping it secret. He's just literally did a nice thing, and he didn't want anything from it. He just wanted to help people and put smiles on their faces. One of the best things was this lady, she had 2 daughters, and she posted on there, and loads of people have been posting it, but the main thing is people are glad that real heroes do exist. And I thought this was just a great story. It's a huge disaster, a really sad thing to just happen to you, and and there's absolutely nothing these people can do about it. It is an act of God, as they say. Just this natural disaster to just destroy. And in amongst that destruction is this one man, just trying to make a little bit of difference to people's lives and make them feel happy. And I thought that was great. It put a smile on my face. So Yeah, I thought it was a phenomenal story. There are my two stories, guys. Thanks very much for listening to them. As always, the links and everything you need to see the actual stories and where they're posted and see them in more detail are in the description below. As for the fault for me, I didn't really have anything. I was driving around work and I was thinking, oh, when I get home, I'm gonna do this video. And then right at the end of my shift, I had to stop at a shop to pick up something. It's just a little corner shop near where I live. And I drove there and I parked up outside and there was a homeless man. And he was sat there and a guy walked over. And as I was walking into the shop, he kind of walked past him, looked at him and then went to sit down. And that's all I see. I just seen him go to sit down. So as I just went in, I was probably in the shop 1 minute, something like that. And then I come out and I sat in my car because I had to do some stuff on my phone. Because I do multi-drops, so I had to sort my routes out and stuff like that. I got my window open, and I look in, and this guy's just sat there. And I look over, and I just hear a conversation. So I look, and it's the homeless man and this guy. Just normal, everyday bloke. They're just talking and stuff. He goes, and then right at the end, he says something on the lines of, do you want me to get you a sandwich, or something like that? And the man, this homeless man, he says that would be fantastic. And he goes, but I'd just like to thank you just for talking to me. And he's like, you don't have to spend your money to get me any food. I would just like to thank you for talking to me, because not a lot of people do talk to me. And I thought that was, I was just like, that's true, because my girlfriend she loves, you know, buying sandwiches and, you know, giving them to people when they're on the street, because she doesn't like seeing them go hungry and stuff like that. And she used to tell me about a specific homeless man that she used to see when she worked in the centre of town, who was an absolutely lovely bloke. And I think it's not really something that we think about. I know especially most people, when they see a homeless person, will approach them. They're like, oh, he's going to ask me for money so he can get some alcohol, or he can get some drugs, or something like that. You can't paint everyone with the same brush. Not all homeless people are there because they're a drug addict or an alcoholic. Obviously there are some, but there are also some, you know, they just got really bad luck. Could just imagine to yourself, just sit there and think about it, sit there and think, imagine a world where you don't have one person, not one person, who would take you in, who would just let you sleep on the sofa. You are that alone that not one person would help you. Like, when I think about it, it's so sad. It's unbelievably sad. And just think, you're so alone. And then even the people that just walk past you think the very worst about you. It would just be, it'd be so demoralizing. You're just trying to pick yourself up and you just can't, because people are just kicking you down again and again. But then imagine you just get this one person in a million just walk and just stop and have a conversation with you when no one spoke to you in months, because they don't want to talk to you, even though they don't know you, and just having a conversation with you. Just how happy you'd feel just after that. That's vastly more important than, you know, getting them a sandwich or just treating them like what they are, which is a human being. And I thought that was really, really great, you know. And I thought to myself, oh, I don't do that, you know. I don't do that. Like, I've give money, you know. I'll give them a couple of quid. Occasionally, I've bought them like sandwiches and stuff from like Tesco's and stuff like that. Like, I never thought to just like stop and, you know, just have a chat. You know, like, I like to chat. The next time an opportunity like that comes across my path, you know, I'll take it and I'll give it a go. So yeah, that's just my thought. If you see someone, you know, that probably needs your help, just wants to have a chat, but try not to be prejudiced. You know, try and just go, this person is a blank slate to me. Let's see if they're nice or not. Let's not decide before I've even spoke to them. Yeah, and that's it. Hey guys, announcements. As it says in the title of the video, announcements. As I said in the last video, I thought it was about a job because I've got a new job. I start out next week, and it's a full-time job. So unfortunately, I won't be able to make as much YouTube content as I have been. You know, not over the last like 5 days, because I've been trialing it, seeing how I feel about, you know, doing like 2 or 3 a week instead of like 5 or 6 a week. So yeah, so there's like a couple of sections I'm gonna drop. I haven't done a rant in ages. The rant was kind of like a character. It's just like extreme, you know. But I've been thinking for a long time, because I really like doing these videos, you know, good videos about good stuff. And I think there's a lot of negativity already on the internet, and I don't really want to contribute more to that. So yeah, I don't think I won't be doing any of those anymore. So yeah, so that's mainly it. I'll be just reducing my stuff, but I will still be making these once a week because I really do enjoy making them. And guys, if you haven't seen it already, because I know a lot of my viewers are Facebook friends or something like that, I've started to make a new podcast with a couple of my friends called the Juicy League Podcast. We cover everything from life, science, football, gaming, movies, everything. So there will be something for you to listen to within there. It is quite explicit, so I wouldn't watch it if you're below 18. But yeah, if you want to listen to that, it's great. It's on iTunes, it's on SoundCloud. Both of the links for that will be in the description below. That's it from me. Peace!